Does Islam teach that Muslims must conquer the world? Yes. Come on. Come on. So we're going to go right here. I just published this last night with this one. These two are new. The information may not be new, but the posts are new. You ready? Come on. Let's begin. What proof can we bring forth that the Islamic agenda is to conquer the world? Well, over 80% of Muslims, over 85% of Muslims identify as Sunni Muslims, Sunni Islam. If we go to the Quran and the Sunnah attributed, right, to Muhammad, you will find ample proof. You will find plenty of proof that Muhammad taught his goal is to conquer the world because the entire earth belongs to Allah and his messenger. You ready now for the evidence? Let me enlarge it a little more so you can see it. And I link to where you can read this online. Now, you have brothers here who are a blessing because they can read the Arabic fluently, like King Sil. You guys got to go make his channel viral. He brings up the Arabic, reads the Arabic better than some of these Muslims like Orthodox Muslim prostitute Lesbiano, whose mouth I slapped the taste out of in that video. Okay? So go and hear, watch, read the evidence. But right here, what's the proof? What's the proof that Islam's agenda is to conquer the world? Here you go. Sahih Bukhari. Now, by the way, among Assyrians, Chaldeans, we don't call it Sahih al-Bukhari. We call it Sahih Khulkhari. Okay? If you're a Syrian Chaldean, we call Bukhari by its real name, his real name, right? Khulkhari. Sahih Khulkhari. Man, you are a lioness. God bless you and your family, provide for you and D and all of you. All right? So ask Ad Kaldenaya, who changed his name, was Chaldean. He has to make it longer. Astaghfirullah. No wonder you're weird. Sahih Khulkhari. Sahih Khulkhari. Khul means eat, and Khari means my crap. Al-Bukhari sounds like Khari, so Khulkhari, because it's all crap. When you read it, you're eating nothing but pure crap. Sam, you should be a stand-up comedian, but always sitting down. Okay, ready? Oh, I'm sweating buckets here. Narrated Abu Huraira. While we're in the mosque, the Prophet came out and said, let us go to the Jews. Man, these guys don't even know how to write. They're supposed to put a period right here. We went out till we reached Baytul Midras. Baytul Midras, right? House of, well, Midras would mean house of learning, school, right? Midrash, drash, study. He said to them, if you embrace Islam, you'll be safe. Now notice, he just entered Medina. Let me give you a little background. Everyone ready? Let's learn. Muhammad supposedly lived in Mecca and then migrated north to what was called Yathrib. Yathrib. Why was it called Medina? Let me tell you a little about Islamic history. Now, people like Robert Spencer, Jay Smith think this history is all wrong, it's all lies. Okay, that's fine. But if you go to Islamic narrative, according to Muslim sources, Yathrib was filled with Jews. There were several Jewish tribes, wealthy owners who cultivated the land, and most of it belonged to them. Now watch. Muhammad migrates to Yathrib. First thing he does, the name is changed to Madinat al-Nabi. It went from Yathrib to Madinat al-Nabi, the city of the Prophet. You see what's happening? What Muslims are doing? They're not calling it Yathrib. They're now calling it the city of the Prophet. Medina city Medinat al-Nabi, the city of the Prophet, already telling you what his goal is. He's going to take over the city. It's his. You with me there? That's why when he comes to Medina, Yathrib, what does he tell them? He says, look, the entire earth belongs to Allah and his apostle. That's why I want to get you out of this land. He comes in the land and he says, it's mine, because Allah said the whole earth is mine. That means your land is mine, right? Your fields are mine. Your property is mine. I own you. So if anyone amongst you owns some property, he's permitted to sell it. Otherwise, you should know that the earth belongs to Allah and his apostle, right? Now, why is that ironic? I got to be careful what I'm about to say, because I don't want people to think that I'm being politically correct or taking sides. I am not pro-Israel, pro-Palestine. I'm pro-Jesus, right? So, and I'm not trying to be politically correct. I'm on the side of the Lord. I'm not a Christian Zionist. But at the same time, I'm not those who say, wipe out every Jew from the face of the earth. No, we don't teach this. We are biblical. We go with what Scripture says. All right, now, here's what's ironic. The Muslims are complaining that the Jews came into their land, took over their land, right, threw them out of their land, and owned their land, and have caged them in, right? They're occupiers. And this is why they're crying for their freedom, right? Right? This is why they're crying for their freedom. You know why? That's inconsistent and hypocritical, because the Muslims did to Christians and others what they accuse the Jews of doing to them, right? The Muslims did to Christians and others what they accuse the Jews of doing to them. So if they want their land back, well, number one, the land they live in not only belonged at one time to Jews, it was Christian land when Umar conquered it. You with me there? So then, do you want to be consistent? Give the land back to the Christians. What about Iraq? What about Egypt? What about Syria? What about Jordan? These were all densely populated Christian areas when Muslims conquered. So if you're really consistent, give back the lands to the Christians. Iran belonged to the Zoroastrians. Iran, they were not Christian, but they were Zoroastrians. They followed the prophet Zoroaster. I think it's pronounced Zarathustra. I have our time. So you see, they do not like what the Jews are doing to them, which is what Muhammad and his Muslim hordes did to others. You understand? All right. You don't like it? You don't like that the Jews are occupiers since 1948? Give Iraq back to the Christians. Nineveh is the capital of Assyria, even though we know it's really Chaldea. Wink, wink. Nineveh was the capital of the Assyrian Empire. Give Iraq back to the Assyrians, Muslims. Give Iraq back to the Assyrians, Kurdish. Do you want to play that game? Give the land back to my people. Give Iraq back to the Assyrian Chaldeans. It was our land. You took it, Muslims. So who really is the occupier? Muslims? Right? Fair is fair, isn't it? Am I being fair? Fair is fair, right? Sorry, guys. I'm not as young as you guys. When I sit back, I crunch up, I look heavier. Right? Give Egypt back to the Coptic Christians. Give it back. give Syria back to the Syriac Christians, right? You're saying occupiers. You've been occupying other people's lands for 1400 years. You even tried to take over Spain until you're driven out. Am I being inconsistent? Okay, but notice this is the agenda. The entire earth belongs to Allah and His apostle. That's why Muhammad is not satisfied just living in the midst of people. No, he has to own it. Because notice what the subtitle is, the chapter, the expelling of the Jews from the Arabian Peninsula. Do you understand what you're seeing here? You understand what you're learning from the Muslim sources? You're told that Muhammad is not happy or satisfied just living, right, as one among equals with others. He has to take charge and control. Because in his sick, demonized, demented mind, his God, whom we know to be Satan, told him the whole earth is yours. The whole earth is yours.